Well, it's now 8:35. This meeting is not going the way we thought.
This is going to be a short.
Okay.
Yeah, let's speed it up.
Marriott automated parking at 555 Shellmound Street, and this is Maru's
Oh, that's right. Okay.
project.
Where are we on now? Marriott.
Good evening, Chair Martin, members of the Commissioner. For those of us who've been parking for free at the Marriott Court when going to Bay Street, this proposal is going to bring that to an end. The project involves establishing a commercial parking use and installing pay gates and entry and exit gates. This is an overview of what is existing. You have Shellmound here, and this is the driveway right here, and then you have a traffic circle, and you park anywhere all along. That's the existing situation. What they are proposing is to install gates here and here, and I'm going to put a view here, a close-up. So the way this will work is that they will install an entry gate right here. It'll be one lane, and then you would come in, park anywhere, and then exit through here, and there'll be two exit lanes. If you're coming in and you're not parking, you're just doing a drop-off, then you come in, drive through to the porte cochere, and then drive out again. The way this will work is that if you're going to be parking, you enter in. At the entry gate, there will be a card dispenser and a card reader. So if you're a hotel guest, then you'll swipe your hotel key and enter. And if you are a casual customer wanting to park here, you will push the button as you do in Bay Street Garage, and you'll get a ticket. And then you'll park freely anywhere in the parking lot. During exit, when you're exiting here, you can, if you're a hotel guest, then you wipe your car key, and that'll allow you to exit. And if you're there as a visitor, then you can either pay at the gate itself, or you can pay inside the hotel. There will be a cash machine where you can do that as well. The two exit gates is basically to facilitate quick egress of vehicles in case there is a lineup. At both the entry gates and exit gates, there'll be an intercom, so if something doesn't work, they can push for assistance, and there'll be one person in the hotel, within the hotel, who would be responding to that cry for help, so to speak. In terms of zoning, it's in a mixed-use zone, which does allow commercial parking use. And the hotel was given a use permit in 89-90, and as a condition of that use permit, the hotel requires to provide 164 parking spaces for the hotel use. The existing parking lot is 285, so it's well over 120 spaces, which they are hoping to allow other non-guests to use. To ensure that the hotel guests always have a parking, there is an automatic system so that every time the hotel guest is swiping their key, they can easily calculate how many hotel guests have parked, how many hotel guests exist, so that at no given time a hotel guest would be without a parking space. So if there is at some point a point of time where there are not enough spaces for the hotel guests, or there are not enough, or all the hotel guest spaces have been used up, then that will not allow a casual customer to get a ticket and park. In terms, there's no proposed construction or change in the existing building, so other standards are not applicable here. The entry gates are located about 220 feet from Shellmound, so the possibility of queuing up also is minimal. So in terms of a use permit, staff believes that the findings can be made. The second permit in front of you is design review. And what this installation will be is of gates and equipment like a ticket dispenser and the exit pay machine. The staff report should have colored renderings of the factory specifications. None of these structures are about 5 feet. They won't be prominently visible from Shellmound or even from the court portiere. So with that, staff is recommending approval. Are there any questions? I would be happy to answer.
Was this generated by people parking there and going across the street to the movie?
That is correct. That was the motivation. I think the staff report gives an impression that the hotel guests would not be charged for the parking with this system. My understanding is that they will be charged for parking. Just to clarify, the zoning requires that the parking spaces be provided for a particular use. It does not call for whether that parking is to be free or or it cannot be charged.
Can you explain, Maru, how I understand there's an automatic system that assures that there's parking spaces for the number of hotel guests.
Mm-hmm.
How does the system inform non-guests whether there's available parking? If you see people queuing up and putting in their cards and you go and pull in and wait in line and then there's not a parking space, is there some kind of readout like there are at a lot of parking systems now that say 212 spaces available or 6 spaces available on this floor or whatever it is? Because I can foresee real issues with people lining up, waiting, and not understanding why they can't get in the parking lot if the people ahead of them get in and people behind waiting to get into their hotel space.
Right. Do we have?
Good evening. Good afternoon. Good evening. My name is John Henry. I'm with Marriott International, and this is Steve.
Go ahead and
Sanfilippo.
pull that microphone right up there. So
Sure. John Henry with Marriott.
And Steve Sanfilippo with McGann Associates, we're the parking vendor.
And specific to your question is whether or not guests would queue up because the lot would be full.
Know whether the people who are not guests who understand that there is public parking available, how are they informed about whether there's spaces available for them when there's guests coming and going?
The count system, the software, keeps track of both card access and daily ticket access. And at a certain point when the spaces are such that we have to reserve the spaces for card access, the dailies have taken up as much space as they can, the software lights a sign up. There's a sign at the entrance that says, lot full, guests only. So as they drive up, they would see the sign and they can continue around the circle. They would not even have to get into the lane.
okay,
Okay.
good.
Could you clarify where this sign will be?
The sign will be in front of the, I'm sorry, here we go. The sign would be post mounted on the front of the entry lane right here. And it's a LED bright sign, so in any type of situation, you're going to see it. It's 2-inch letters, typically considered viewable by anybody with normal vision or corrected vision at a distance of at least 100 feet. So they would actually see that as they're making the turn if they glanced over there. Or if they're started to turn in, they would see it and could go around. In the same token, well, that's how it works with that. There's a sign that would tell them full, guests only. And the guests would know, and they would be told that there's always room for them, so they would use their cards in and out. But rather than have confusion, the guests only would tell them they can come in.
Is that sign shown in the application? I just want to make sure that what you're suggesting is captured in these
Could you
plans
point
that
out?
we have,
Is it in the?
since what we're approving are plans
Sure.
that we have in front of us. And maybe you can point out where the sign is.
He says it's right on the entry gate.
It's I do not have a picture of that sign in here. Typically, that sign is included on the plans that we provide for the electrical permit, but I should have it for here, I don't.
Does staff have a concern not having seen them about the design review issue and?
No, I believe that I'll just make sure that it's there. I don't think
Okay.
it's going to be a big issue.
Great.
Can I ask a question? Yeah, the owner or the owner's representative here, would it be a concern of yours that people could understand that the lot is full prior to entering that circle? I mean, having that sign on the corner so that they don't have to go in that circle, queue up, see the sign, and then come back out, creating that additional traffic, that additional waiting, et cetera, et cetera. So is it a concern of as the owner's rep, that
No, we
not, that queuing not occur, so that,
we anticipate that there will be, once we begin charging for parking, if allowed, that there would be much less demand on the parking spaces, and therefore there would be more availability and very few occurrences where it would be completely sold out.
so you think it's seldom that would ever be sold out?
I think it's seldom.
Are you going to charge as much as they do across the street, or?
For day parkers on an hourly basis, we are, but I think they max it out at 4 hours. Like I believe it's $1 per hour up to 4 hours. We're going to go beyond that 4-hour maximum for 8-hour guests, and then a special rate for overnight guests.
Thank you. Did you want to make a Maru, are you finished with your staff report?
Yes.
Okay. Did the applicant wish to make a presentation?
No, Maru
Okay.
did a great job. Just if
Great.
you have any questions for me, I'm available.
Great, thank you. With that, we'll open the public hearing. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this item? Maurice? Okay. We'll see no one. We'll close the public hearing.
I move approval.
I'll second that.
Oh, do we have a comment? Nope. Staff's happy with it.
Okay.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Hoff and a second by Jeffrey?
Cardoza.
Oh, Cardoza? So let's have a roll call on this.
Commissioner Cardoza,
Aye.
Commissioner Germain,
Aye.
Commissioner Hoff,
Aye.
Commissioner Jeffrey,
Aye.
Vice Chair Donaldson,
Aye.
Chair Martin.
Aye.
6 ayes, the application is approved. This decision may be appealed to the City Council within 15 days.
Congratulations. So last item on the